Hey guys, let me know what you think by liking and commenting, and it really helps me and this channel out when you subscribe, so please click that button. Thanks a bunch. Alright everyone, today's episode is brought to you by Super Smooth Hobby Lubricants. Super Smooth Hobby Lubricants are 100% synthetic, and they come in medium oil versions, light oil, and PTFE or Teflon grease in this handy tube. These are very recent and modern formulations. The company that actually manufactures the oil and grease for Super Smooth is a very, very well-known company, and Super Smooth worked with their chemists to make sure that these would fulfill the needs of modern hobbyists. These formulas are specifically designed not to gum up, and they're designed also not to attract any kind of grease or dirt or dust. So remember Super Smooth. It's slicker than smooth. Okay, first up today I have this Mehano Enjoy Coke. I think it's an EMD SD40, maybe -2, is it? The overhangs make it the -2? I think so. Either way, I have a fair number of these. These were made usually in promotional packs, that kind of thing. I don't know if I've seen too many of these. One of these days I'll bring out my collection. It's not huge. It's not super impressive. I don't want to collect too many of these things because they can get out of control and they're kind of cheap. But I've got some, and this is one of them. This Coca-Cola. It's not a very sophisticated model. It's just a big slabby red thing with Enjoy Coke templated on there. But, well, you know, there are worse locomotives out there. So, and these usually kind of run pretty well. This one doesn't look like it's been run much at all. So let's put it on the track and see what we get. Well, it's hard to complain too much about that. I think these came out, in the mid-90s, something like that. And, you know, it looks, again, the wheels are really clean. I don't think this was run much at all. So it's not surprising that this puts out some good vibes. It sounds kind of grainy, but, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. It even has a light. I think it's good, actually. Yeah. Can't complain too much about, well, a little bit of stiction there, but I've got it running really slow. So, yeah. Plus, again, my track isn't the cleanest thing ever, so there you go. No repairs, no nothing. I don't even have to clean these wheels. So, yeah, it's got a little stiction. Come on. So, there you go. Well, come on. Get going. Yeah, there you go. Really don't have to do much to it, and I really don't want to take it apart if there's really nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it's just kind of a primitive, almost toy-like. I mean, it is a toy-like model, but you can run these successfully from 3 feet away. They look pretty interesting, and I think all anyone's really going to see is the Enjoy Coke part of it anyway. So can't beat that. There you have it. I'm pleased, and maybe I'll even stick to my 20-minute limit that I'd like to get these things down to. So there you go. I'll see what the next one is. Okay, here's kind of an interesting one. It is a Tyco ALCO Century 430 Canadiana, and I think they sold these only in Canada, or they're designed specifically for the Canadian market, something like that. Obviously, it just screams Canada, right? There's no doubt about who this is supposed to be for. So let's see, though. I have several of these. This one looks like it's had some love. Probably someone really used this, and boy, there's a lot of, it's kind of messy down here, isn't it? The wheels aren't too bad, but certainly the gears, these could certainly use a little bit of cleaning. But well, we'll see. Everything feels fine. Let's go ahead and clean these ones up. And these aren't the motorized ones. These are pickup only, pick up the engineer's side. So let's see if we can at least give this thing a fighting chance. How about that? Okay, we'll at least clean the motorized side, just on the side that I can get to. And let's start oiling some of this just in case it needs to be broken free. And that is just some nasty grease they put on there. I don't know what that is. But let's go ahead and use light oil right now just to get a film on here, just to get it running. And, well, assuming the thing wants to run in any way at all. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and go back to cleaning these here for a second. They're coming clean pretty quick. So hopefully we'll get some love. We put this on the track, but then the ones that are on the motor side are going to rotate out of the clean zone, and maybe it won't work that well anymore. But let's find out, shall we? Okay, it was obviously getting power. I could see the light. It's just a little herky-jerky. So with these Tycos, the best way to do it, well, actually, that, let's see, like I said, that the actual running part rotated the clean part of these off of the track. So let's try to clean these and see if that helps. This will get us better contact. Although, again, I saw the light up. Those will clean pretty easily, pretty quickly. So let's see here what we get. Okay, not bad, right? Looks like it's got some pretty good stiction. Probably the best thing to do is to go ahead and, well, let's see, are these clean? I think we're okay here. Let's just keep cleaning a little bit and see if that helps. And we'll go ahead and oil the main bearing here on this horrible power torque, awful torque motor. And that will help get some lubricant down into there. So hopefully we have something for it to work with. And let's plop it back down on the track and see what we get once again. Okay, not bad, right? Not bad at all, but let's just see if running this in will help it. So let me go ahead and stop it here and put it on rollers and see if that helps our cause any at all. Okay, not bad, especially for Tyco, right? I think I can accept this for now, and I can work with it even more later. Like I said, these power torque motors really aren't DCC compatible. I mean, they are, you can do it, but it's just not a great idea. But here you go. Looks like it's running pretty well, and you heard it right spool up. It started really hesitantly, and then it just came up and started running better. So that's exactly the kind of thing I want to see. Looks like this one's gone through at least an initial working, and it's going now. So perfect. All right, let's let this run for a second, and we'll go on to the next one. Okay, the next one here is a Lifelike Campbell Soup F unit. What is this, an EMD F9? Is that what this is? Looks like it. I can't always tell these apart, so looks like it's in good shape. It's in fair shape. Does look like it's been run a ton, and it appears that the rear truck is going to be used for pickup, and the front one is going to be the actual power. So it's pretty neat. I have the other cars. This came in a set, and I have other cars that go along with it, and I'll show the whole thing off here one of these days. It's pretty fun. What is this gunk on here? What is all that stuff? Well, I'll see. Hopefully it'll just come off really easy with a really light soap and water solution, something like that. But it's pretty nice. Has a nice glossy paint. Actually has kind of a nice paint job in general. Yeah, I can get behind this. This isn't too bad. Horns are intact. Roof fans all look pretty nice. I mean, again, not a particularly sophisticated model, but it'll look good running around, particularly 3 feet or more. So, all right, let's see here. If I can just take off whatever that gunky stuff is. Will it come off? Looks like it wants to. Let's just take a little bit more off. Let's just clean it up a little bit. There's just sort of a light film of gunk on this. I don't know. Wonder if it was displayed or it just wasn't stored very kindly. Not quite sure what's going on, but let's go ahead and rub it on. Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, that'll come off. Perfect. So nothing a fingernail won't fix, right? Okay, so this will look good. Hopefully when it gets plopped down on the track, we won't have any problems with split gears or anything like that. Let's just continue kind of cleaning this. And I think let's see. Let's just see how it runs first. Okie dokie. Not surprising. It's not exactly doing great, particularly with this kind of gunked up wheel. So let's go ahead. And then what we can do is go ahead and take off the shell and see if what we can see inside, see if there's something kind of obvious. Yeah, it's this pretty typical pancake motor here. So let's just lubricate the main bearing a little bit. Hopefully give it some help, especially use the light oil penetrate in there nicely, and this oil won't affect this plastic at all, which is really nice. And now that, let's see, hopefully let's put it on the track and see if things got a little bit better. Well, there's some life, right? Maybe we just need to run this in a little bit and we can get some love. You can see the light lighting up, so it's definitely getting power, but it's just not quite wanting to do its thing. Come on, you can do this. You can do the thing. Oh, it's wanting to so bad. Come on. It's wanting to so bad. Okay, well, there you go. It just needed some running in, just needed to kind of loosen up the old joints a little bit, and it runs pretty well. Stick the shell back on there, and we'll see what we get out of it. It's going to be a pretty nice looking train, a pretty nice locomotive rolling down the track. I won't be embarrassed to run this. It'll be a nice novelty piece, and people ask about it. Yeah, it's not bad at all. All right, looks good. Looks really good. Okay, and actually, if you had like a proto chassis or something, I think you could make this even better. Okay, that wasn't too fussy. Well, I think this is from the early 90s, something like that. And this is back when normal people could afford this kind of thing. It runs pretty well. The light's on in there. It's not such a good design. It doesn't come through the front lens very well. But like I said, if you were to DCC this and you put it in a little bit better chassis, you could make something really nice out of it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, crawl isn't even too bad. So there you go. Pretty fun. Campbell soup. Like I said, I will make a video about the whole set one of these days. I don't have any unboxing. I didn't think about it at the time, but yeah, I think it should be pretty nice. Alrighty, on to the next one. Okay, here's an interesting one. This is an Austrains New South Wales Government Railroad Class 442 locomotive. Now, this one should make you ALCO fans happy because even though ALCO basically went out of business in the 1960s, there were still ALCO licensees in Australia, and they produced this using an ALCO engine. So ALCO lived on in Australia, and this was one of the products that the licensee produced. The 442 is called a jumbo because its delivery in 1971 essentially coincided with Qantas's first take of the 747. And it is kind of a large locomotive for what it's worth, particularly for the time. Let's see, it looks like it works pretty much perfectly. Okay, well, nothing really is going to have to happen with this. Looks pretty clean. I don't know if this was ever run. If it was run, this probably wasn't run very much. But let's take a look in here. I have a few other Austrains locomotives, and they're usually kind of lacking on interior details, but the exterior details look pretty good. And that looks to be the case here. But one thing about the Austrains locomotives that I have is they run pretty smoothly, and I've never had any problems with them. And it looks like the case that we have here. Pretty nicely running locomotive. And if you're interested, I will make a video detailing the 442 class. I think they're pretty nice. And if you're lucky to pick one up here in the United States, do so, because you're not going to find very many of them here, and you're going to have to pay to have it shipped over otherwise. So if you can find these here, do so. Pick one up, and you can run a really cool Australian locomotive. And these things were delivered in the very early 70s, I think 71 to 73, something like that. And some are still running. In fact, they took out the ALCO motor eventually. I think it was a 12-cylinder 251 or something like that. And they replaced them with General Electrics. And I still think there's as many as 5 of these running in Australia. So they keep things over there quite a while. It's not like they have a lot of, it's not like they want to import a ton of these. It's not like they can really have a large economy of scale. So they have a tendency to try to keep things running as long as they can, as long as it's practicable to do so. But there you go. It's a pretty neat model, and this is the Tuscan paint scheme that they used in New South Wales. And I think they also use these in South Australia. So there you have it. It's a pretty nice model, and there's nothing wrong with it, so it checks out right away, so I don't exactly have to take a lot of time on this one. All right, that's it for this week's episode. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think about these, and it really, really helps me out when you purchase from one of my partners. So I appreciate that. Take care. Talk to you later. Happy model railroading. See you next time.